Greetings, it's Ian from RTO, and it's still dark. If you'd have watched the little thing earlier when it was dark, it still hasn't got much lighter. It's very misty now. It's horrible out there. Anyway, today is the first of the knockout round of Battle Royale 2, and our first tie is from Group A, the two that went through from Group A. We've got Magnum's On a Storyteller's Night and Bachman Turner Overdrive's You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet. So out of the hat first, drawn by Mike, was On a Storyteller's Night, put in by Charles White. Now, during the round of 16, we're going to talk about the history of the song, a little bit about the cover, and a little bits of useless information about the song. So, On the Storyteller's Night was released as a single in May of 1985. Sorry. On the B-side was another song from the album On the Storyteller's Night, Before First Light, and this was the second single from the album, and unfortunately it didn't do a carrot. It didn't even chart, which was so sad. But how did this all come about? So let's go back to early 1985. Back to Tony Clarkin's house in his living room, before satellite TV. It's just the 4 channels have shut down. It's 12 p.m. Tony's having another little sip of something, and he picks up his guitar that's at the side of his sofa and starts playing. He's gone through a bad time. His mum had just passed away. He's been quite seriously ill. He has no record deal. The singer in his band are ringing around journalists asking if they know of anyone in need of a decent frontman, etc. All that. The drummer had just left. So he starts writing songs, and he only ended up writing what became On a Storyteller's Night. Tony said at the time he felt he was a lighter. It was on the pressure of the time. I was remembering his fevered mood. I'm better under pressure, and I've got things finished. If you give me a year, I'll take a year. I'm not a prolific writer. This song has got, as I said before, it's got lots of little melodics in it. It's the whole album is like that. I don't know why it didn't do as well as it did. Now, the cover is done by the wonderful Rodney Matthews, and it's probably one of the best loved pictures. Basically, they took the album cover to use as the single cover. This ended up, the actual tavern is actually a reminiscent of the George in Norton St Philip, near Rodney's former home in Somerset, and it all started with a little drawing from Tony, and Rodney made it into this wonderful cover. It's just a shame that this didn't chart. They didn't really. They didn't have that real big breakthrough single until I think it was Start Talking Love, which was in 1987. So there's another thing, and under the table on this cover there's a dog, and it was Rodney Matthews' own dog, Patch, as well. So good luck to Charles. There's not much I can tell you about this song because there's not much available on it. It didn't chart, so but the album did all right, and it is actually a well-loved song by Magnum fans. So good luck, Charles. I think Charles was surprised he actually got through to this part with this song, so well done for getting into the knockout stage anyway. So up against him is a newcomer to the competition, and it's Norm. And Norm put in You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet, Bachman Turner Overdrive, from the Canadian Rockers. It was written by Randy Bachman. for the third album, Not Fragile, and it was released as a single in 1974. And the B-side of this one was Freewheelin', and it reached #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 singles and the Canadian sheet for 1 week in 1974. And it did all right here in the UK. It got to #2. So it was a big hit all over the world. The follow-up single, Roll On Down the Highway, was a little minor hit for them. So the lyrics for this song tell the narrator of meeting a devil woman who gives him love. The chorus includes the famous stutter and speaks about looking at with big brown eyes saying, "You ain't seen nothing yet, baby. You just ain't seen nothing yet." It's always remembered for that, isn't it? It's also been used in the Harry Enfield with Smashing Nicely when he goes, "Let's rock," and he gets the gear stick. Now, as I said, it was written by Randy Bachman, and the song was performed as a joke for his brother Gary, who had a stutter. They only intended to record it once with the stutter and send the recording to Gary. But Bachman developed the song recording BTO's third album. It began as an instrumental piece inspired by written guitar on Dave Mason's Only You and I Know. It was basically just an instrumental, and I was fooling around and I wrote the lyrics out of the blue and stuttered through. The band typically used the song as a word track in the studio to get the amplifiers and microphones set up properly. So how did it do worldwide? Australia, it got to #4. Austria #3. #2 here in the UK. At the end of year charts in 74, it got to #4 in Canada. In 75, it got to #1 in the South African charts. But in 1989, American band figures on the Beach covered the version as well. So there have been covers of it, and a Finnish band, Mugit Moos, released a cover of this as well in 1991. So there we go. There is some fascinating facts and figures. Unfortunately, there wasn't much on a Storyteller's Night, but good luck to Norm on that one. So what happens now? Well, the poll goes up in the community at 2 p.m. The link will be on there. The link will be in the description here. And next week, Dave will tell us who wins next week. And talking of next week, what have we got next week? I have written it down somewhere. Here it is. Next week, we've got the Jam against New Order. Okay, coming up next, and it's getting lighter, he says, is a pick and mix, and it's a wander down the sidewalk, and we're going to look at the US top 10 on the 12th of December 1974. So join us for that very soon. Bye for now.